Good morning, welcome to House Mercantile. My name is Gavin and this video is our messy shop tour. It's the messy shop tour because I haven't cleaned up anything. I'm just doing the tour. I want to see what my progress is in the next month. Things that I still have to wrap up to make it less messy. Cabinets, storage places on the walls, all that stuff. This moth is going to drive me crazy. To make it less messy, I need to put storage on the walls, French cleats, cupboard shelves, all that stuff, lumber rack. But before that, I got to put up the wallboard. Before I put the wallboard up, I got to put the insulation in. And before I put the insulation in, I've got to put up the wiring. Been doing a little bit here and there as time goes on. Anyways, first thing that we see when we walk in is a bunch of 2x material. Just need to get that out of the way. I've got a shelf here that I can get it on. I just haven't moved it on because I was moving things around. And up here, some walnut and some Russian olive. And then up above it is my entry hole to the loft. We aren't going to go up there. It's just a bunch of storage junk. But the first tool we run into, like most of my tools are hand-me-downs from my grandfather, is the Ryobi 13-inch planer. He gave it to me. It had bad blades in it. I bought new blades, put it in there, and it works like a charm. Right below it is the first workbench I ever built with the hopes and dreams that I was going to be a hand tool woodworker. Put T-track through it for clamp downs. Vise on the side. Just the hope died real fast because it is not a stable bench. It was wiggling all over the place, so I gave up on that and moved to power tools and never looked back. Moving down this way, I'll pivot the camera. Pivot! My tool clamp rack. Just another clamp holding clamps. You call it clampception. I'll get a rack built for it. Like I said, waiting on walls. My mission hat, my Ryobi saw. It was just a cheap saw that I needed to buy to get more things done because the saw that I was using was 15 years old, Walmart, no name brand, couldn't cut straight to save its life. I bought this a couple years ago and actually it's a pretty good saw. The Ryobi saw is connected to the two sets of drawers, just span between. It's just a temporary solution right now. I originally actually built one of these just to be a dresser. Used it like that for a little bit and then I was like, okay, I'm done with that. I got an actual dresser, moved it out, started using it for tools, but I built both these. The difference between both these, one I built with a jigsaw. This one I built out of different wood, but I used a table saw and miter saw and all that stuff for that one. You can almost not tell the difference between their build quality. They're the same thing. Back behind there, I've got some plywood storage. I don't know where I'm going to be putting big sheets of plywood in here. I don't know if it's going to happen or if I'm going to have to build a mini slide slot that hides outside. Turn a little bit more. I didn't tell you what was in that drawer set over there because it's just all hardware and it's not really tools. That's just junk drawers. In this set, I do have most frequently used tools, router bits, sanding supplies, and then a big junk drawer on bottom. All my Forstner bits and everything in there. I'd like to get everything out of my drawers and up onto the wall. I think it's Adam Savage who says, first order retrievability. I like his concept. If you put something in a drawer, it goes there to die. But if you have it out, you're going to see it, you're going to be able to use it. It speeds up your efficiencies. Gets the job done a little bit faster. So I'd like everything to come out, any of the drawers, cupboards, everything on the wall, real easy to grab. But behind me, the panel is sitting back there right now, just to get it up and so I can start putting which breakers I need into it. Nothing's connected. I don't even have live wire coming in yet. That's just my extension cord that I plug everything into. Behind me is a bench. This actually used to be a top to my first table saw. It was the matching Walmart no-name brand table saw. The top of it had gotten twisted and wasn't planer anymore. So I took that off and I popped this on it and I ran that. And with those two tools, I built my daughter's crib. I built a couple other things with that setup. It worked. I didn't have to make any fancy cuts. It was just straight lines and I would clamp a board onto the side and go, and it worked just fine. But right now it also has a bunch of miscellaneous offcut lumber stored under there that I try to either use as sample pieces for wood burning and just plane it down, or I'll use it for end pieces going through the planer to reduce snipe. But most of it is just garbage wood that I got to get through. The shelf above it has got my Google Home, some storage for shipping, glue products, bits and baubles. This is where I go to grab most of my most frequently used tools. Sit on this shelf. Apparently the internet went down. Drills, batteries, pencils, all that stuff in here. Bit block. Where can I stand so you can see me? Boom, in front of the tape measure. Gotta move some junk because it's in the way. The next tool over is going to be my router table. I built it myself. I took a restaurant table, cut it in half, put a hole in it, some T-track and a miter slot through it, and then dropped in a router. The router is just a no-name brand contractor's yellow router. It sounds like a train coming through when it's on. I'd like to upgrade it. I do have some other routers I use. They're the handheld ones, like the Milwaukee M18 hand router. It's probably actually my favorite tool. It's sitting down there right now. Next tool over is the XTOOL D1 PRO 10 watt laser. That's a big mouthful. And my laptop. Got it a couple months ago and just been using it to laser engrave some cutting boards and some of the keychains. I've got some tins that I use for board wax. It'll engrave those, but not the aluminum that they sent me. I don't know what's wrong. I've tried a bunch of different settings. It just will not put a mark on that aluminum they sent as their sample pack. But maybe I'll reach out to them, unless anyone out there who's watching knows, leave me a comment. I love the thing. I just wish I was better at using it. Next thing in our little walk around here is going to be a bookshelf that I built. It's no longer a bookshelf. It is now a storage shelf. It's got its own problems. I made it out of pine. It is the first time I was using half lap joints for the top and the bottom. Whatever. On it holds tools that I'm using on the laser engraver. Like I said, it's just jumbled up there. I'd like there to be a spot maybe up here where I can pull pieces off to go with it. And then some miscellaneous. I've got a car amplifier sitting up there. Like I said, it's a mess in here. What am I doing? Below it is some cutting boards that I actually need to be putting in sealed boxes because they're getting covered in sawdust right now. So I'm going to have to re-clean all those off. And then you can't see it probably, but down below is going to be primers and finishes and stains. The first tool I ever bought is my jigsaw. It's sitting down there. A Makita 4350 FCT. I love it. I still use it all the time. You can build a lot of things with just a jigsaw. First tool anyone should ever buy. All right, swinging back around, I'm gonna come stand over here. We've got a Delta table saw. Again, a hand-me-down from my grandfather. He had an issue with it where the blade, the fence, and the miter slots were all not lining up. He scrapped it and bought him a new table saw, set this in storage for a couple months, decided to fix it. He got it fixed. He gave it to me. It is a belt driven, which is really nice. It's a little bit quieter than most other table saws for how old it is. I need to switch it over to 220 volt. Right below it is my joiner. I hadn't been using it very often. I've had it for about a year now. It was also a hand-me-down from my grandfather. Thank you, Grandpa. I mainly hadn't been using it because anything that I put through it would put a taper in it and take off too much material. I figured that out just this last week on what was wrong with it. It's good. It's been going. I've been using it for my bulking up on my cutting boards, which you can see over here. I'm gonna bring you in real close now and talk about the stuff that's behind me. Next tool is my bandsaw. This thing's seen some stuff. It used to be my grandfather's before he got his large one. He gave it to my mother. She used it forever. She used it for about 10 years. It went and sat in storage for a little bit. My mother took it back after I tried fixing it for myself. And then she finally gave it to me, and I've been using it ever since. I want to keep this one. I want to get a second one where I can resaw it's probably not going to fit in this shop. And then behind me is another junk table. All that stuff down there is what I'm working on outside, and that's a Volkswagen Rabbit pickup truck, just getting it restored. Right now it's just up and running stage. I probably won't do any actual repairs to it till next year. If you wanted to check out that project that I'm working on, it's on Instagram, project_jackalope, link in the description. This wall is the only wall that's got insulation on it, and the electrical finished to about here. From here over, as you've seen, it still needs all done. Other tools that I'd like to buy that I don't already have. I would love a drum sander. I would love to have a drum sander. It would save me so much time and upgrade the router table to an actual router table and a better router. Otherwise, I'm okay. I'm able to build pretty much anything I want. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I gotta get going. Give this video a like. Go watch the other videos that I posted along this one. This is one of my launch videos, my time lapses on the building the shop, and just an introduction video. Go watch those, give them some likes for me. It'll help me out to grow my business and my channel. And then hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video about my favorite tools. Not tools that you should buy, but my favorite tools. All of the links to any tool that I could mention will be listed down below. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.